Hello, good morning from a frosty old Wednesday the 12th. I'm FX Plu and this is the market brief. So we had retail sales data out yesterday. That suggested that consumers were concerned about Omicron and rising inflation. The December data rose only 0.6%. That was after a 1.8% rise in November, remember. Analysts believe that higher tax, energy costs and rising inflation will all affect the retail sector, and the outlook for H1 this year is not exactly positive. The property market will also need to absorb higher costs. Households will face higher mortgage costs as fixed term deals begin to expire. Buyers will also face higher financing costs for a property purchase as the Bank of England continues to hike interest rates. So far though, the housing market has held up pretty well after the stamp duty holiday ended. As the economy slows and inflation continues to rise, we could see sector activity slow though. That's likely to be a slower burn as the rate hikes won't be too aggressive, but it's one to keep an eye on all the same. Meanwhile in the market, sterling remains pretty well supported. Yesterday we rallied to 136.30 against the dollar and we stayed pretty close to the 120 level against the euro. Over in the US, Powell has been on. He's been testifying in front of the Congressional Finance Committee this week. He's continued to affirm that the Fed was indeed right to delay tapering the economic support, despite the effect that has had on inflation. The delay or the caution taken by the Fed may appear to have left them slightly behind the curve, but the idea is that the situation clarifies going forwards the Fed will still be able to bring inflation under control without damaging the recovery. Powell believes that a soft landing for the economy is very, very achievable. As interest rates begin to rise later this year, that's forecast for Q2, the Fed policy will be able to cool inflation without damaging the labour market. We're expecting to see inflation at 5.4% when the December data is released later today, so naturally there is a healthy degree of suspicion from Congress, especially from those who see Powell as more committed to Wall Street than to Main Street. But Powell has a plan and the Fed policy is set for the time being. Overall, the tone of Powell's testimony was slightly softer than the market had expected, and that drove the dollar index lower yesterday. We fell to around 95.60, and euro dollar moved higher. That has opened this morning around 113.70. Right, I'm off to warm up. Have a great day. Join me again tomorrow.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.